It's a happy and delightful morning, and it's perfect timing to have tea and serve up the hottest entertainment stories this morning. Hello and welcome to Tea Time, where we bring you only the biggest and nothing but the biggest entertainment stories. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and as always, I'm not alone. I'm here with the wonderful Elsie Godwin and the characterful Ife Oshinkeye. Hi, guys.
What's up? How you doing, Tokes?
I'm good. Elsie, you've been away for some time. Have you had enough rest?
Not really.
Not really.
But I'm back.
But you're back. It's good to have you back.
Thank
But
you.
we missed you, man. We missed the fire.
What fire? You're the one with the fire.
No.
Oops.
The advocate
I
of
know.
the
I know. I
advocates.
missed the fire, but you know.
Right, you have to rub it in.
You are the matches that lights the fire.
That's so.
I have to believe you fair now, because I'm looking at your hair and it's like the flames, you know. And then remember, you're a fire sign.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you can't say
No,
anything to
I'm
me.
not arguing. It's
All
fine.
right, so before we bring you our first story, we'll first of all bring you details regarding another event that we attended over the weekend. It was the premiere of the TV series Alagbara. It was produced by Adebayo Salami, popularly known as Oga Bello. But before I tell you all about it, go ahead and take a look. The premiere of Oga Bello's latest TV series, Alagbara, took place on Sunday, the 18th of November in Lagos, Nigeria. The event was opened with indigenous rhythmic Yoruba drumming, dancing, and drama presentation. It was hosted by popular Nigerian comedian Seyi Lo, who engaged the crowd with rib-cracking jokes throughout the entire event. A couple of trailers of the TV series were screened, and everything about the project was impeccable. The sound effects, the storyline, the stellar cast, not forgetting the humorous scenes as well. The TV series is in collaboration with multinational media company StarTimes, and its CEO Justin Zhang gave his opening speech right after the preview. Thereafter, Michael Dearham, the general manager and vice president of media, in his address endorsed the TV series Alagbara. After a short speech by the brains behind Alagbara, film producer Adebayo Salami, also known as Oga Bello, behind-the-scenes clips of the series were then shown. The event was attended by the stellar cast of Alagbara and supporters of the project, including Femi Adebayo, Yinka Quadri, Funsho Adeolu, and Jide Kosoko. Alagbara is a beautifully crafted indigenous series that sheds light on the lives of men from all walks of life and how they are controlled, manipulated, influenced, and reshaped by the women in their lives.
Yoruba is a very rich culture, and Yoruba is one of the important parts for Nollywood industry. So fortunately we get Oga Bello on ground. So we know he is a very famous actor and also is a very experienced director.
Alagbara simply means the powerful person, and the concept is who is more powerful. Is it the wife or the husband? Is it male or female?
Alagbara is a combination of so many actors that you don't see in one movie, you don't see in one series. But you're going to be seeing a lot of Yoruba actors and English actors that you see regularly in this one. And so I'm sure that will bring a lot of market to StarTime, I'm sure.
I'm also here to thank StarTimes for deeming it fit to project African culture and be a Yoruba man and somebody who is always advocating for promotion of our language so as to preserve our culture.
On the whole, the event was well organized and glamorous, with the richness of the Yoruba culture celebrated in terms of the apparel worn by the usherettes, welcoming committee, the security staff, the food served, the Yoruba photo throne, which was designed for royalty in mind. Reporting for Plus TV Africa, Tokumbo Taiwo. All right, so that was a clip regarding the event that we attended over the weekend. Yes, the premiere for the movie, TV series rather, for Alagbara. So it was quite an interesting event. Most of the people in Nollywood Yoruba turned up. Even Jide Kosoko, who was not in the TV series, he actually came. He said he came to support his friend, Adebayo, regarding this TV series. So they've actually completed a 26 series part, so that has already been completed, and he was saying that they're already in talks with StarTimes to continue for the next phase. And from some of the clips that we saw, it was actually quite funny, and the reason why StarTimes did this is, you know, to be able to capture a lot of the part of the audience anyway. So you can imagine people that have watched the first and second scenes and episodes, they'll be interested to find out what really happens towards the end. And Adebayo is actually very, very creative, or shall I say, he's very smart about the way he's going on about it. He's trying to tell a story regarding men and women, and as far as he's concerned, you know, this movie will tell you who is actually stronger. Is it men or women? And he shows men and women in different categories. So there's a poor man, there's a rich man, you know, people from all walks of life. But from what you've seen, let me ask you before we round up.
Before you ask me,
I know you're going to ask the question I was going to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, what do you think is stronger, men or women?
Is that what you were going to? Yes. I asked him that question, and do you know what he told me? He was like, watch Alagbara. So you guys watch Alagbara.
Were you part of the writers?
No, I'm not.
In your own opinion.
Watch Alagbara, seriously.
Yeah, for me, the name.
Now we're doing PR for
the name
Alagbara.
reminds me of the whole Mount Zion movie that we used to watch. Alagbara.
Yeah. All right, guys. You know what? We have to
me.
go on break. When we come back, we can conclude on this conversation. Time for a break. When we return, we'll be concluding on this conversation. We'll be bringing you the hottest stories this morning, and we'll be right back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Now, before we go on to our first story, we were talking about Alagbara, and you were asking me a question, but I think it actually varies from house to house and relationship to relationship. In this relationship, you might find that the husband or the boyfriend is the Alagbara, and then in the next relationship, you might find that the woman is actually the Alagbara. But sometimes the women, when they are the Alagbaras, it may not be so obvious. It's just that it's in the house that you find that, you know, she may be the one that is actually pulling the string.
Relationship where where the woman is the Alagbara.
Is the Alagbara? No, Elsie. But funny enough, people usually think I'm the one that is not the Alagbara, but only for them to discover that I'm actually the Alagbara, because I have a gentle facade.
What if the Alagbara is just in your head? You think you're Alagbara and you're not?
Oof.
Trust me.
Oof.
Because he said it authoritatively that he's the Alagbara, really.
The Alagbaras, regardless of how you look at it, man.
For me, I think it depends on the individual. But for you, I don't think you were the Alagbara.
That's what I'm saying. That's the general perception.
It's not just a general perception. You were not the Alagbara.
Elsie, trust me, because even like anyway.
Let's move on.
We need to move on, yes. Up next, we're about to bring up our first headline. Yesterday, we brought you news on Kizz Daniel and Babcock University students who held him hostage for collecting 3 million naira without performing. Now, the latest on that story is that Babcock University Students Association have actually confirmed that he has returned the money that he was paid to perform. So,
great, Babcock.
Here we go again. This was what I faced yesterday, Elsie. Honestly. Anyway, like we said yesterday, watch this space and then we'll see, you know, what comes up. So it's good that they've actually come out to say what's going on. So if they're your people, say something before I come to Elsie.
First of all, the Babcock Students Association, they are very, very effective, and I think this was a smart move on their part to make sure that there is clarity at the end of the day.
And also no animosity between Kizz Daniel and them.
Because Kizz Daniel has a legal right to sue for defamation of character from what they released, because they said that they were aware that Kizz Daniel was in Dubai and he was coming back from a trip from Dubai.
And apparently there was no time that was scheduled.
Stipulated time that you have to be here at
so
this time, and then it wasn't there. So that was wrong on their part. So there was no breach of contract. On Kizz Daniel's
so what I
part.
read was the first part of the story where they said they provided a Benz for him and he wanted a G-Wagon.
That was the
that did not happen.
Story. No, I'm sure that happened, but that must have. You know, yesterday when we were talking about the story, I said we do not know the terms and conditions of their contract.
Yeah.
We don't know maybe when Kizz Daniel was signing the contract or agreed to come and perform in Babcock University.
He said it had to be G-Wagon.
He said he needed 2 G-Wagons. If that was part of the contract and they didn't meet up to that, then that was a breach of contract on their end. But if there was nothing like that and then he was insisting on 2 G-Wagons, then that was a breach of contract on his part. Do you understand? So I'm glad that they have come to
some kind of
clarify this, and now we have closure. And they also went to say that anybody that is still dwelling on that previous story, they can take legal action against them. That's the Babcock University Students Association or the Flyboy Inc. or Kizz Daniel himself.
Okay, I like that you're very calm about it, and maybe because he's a Babcock fan.
If I was high pious today, though. So.
But I'm not going to talk about the legal terms, whether they agreed on G-Wagon or Benz or whatever it is. But when I read that, I was shocked. In my mind, I had this idea of Kizz Daniel being very humble. From the, I don't know if you remember the prank video that went viral, and that video gave us a perception of who he is or what. I mean, he didn't come out to tell us who. I mean, he was still big at that point. Yeah, he was. You know, so I don't know if the G-Wagon and Benz issue was true or is true, but if it is, then it's
sad.
It's very sad.
Okay, let's talk about the fact that
it is.
No, it's a standard.
No, but that's her feeling. That's her opinion.
That is my feeling. I'm not saying everybody should be sad for that reason.
But sorry. Let me just quickly. I want to clarify a part from Elsie. You know, because you talked about the wagons. I just wanted to ask you about what you think regarding them coming out to say that he has refunded the money. What's your take on that?
Of course, that's very good for us to know. You brought it out for everybody to know what's going on. It's also important for you to come back to let us know that, okay, we've settled this is over, and money has been. I mean, you cannot collect 3 million and not perform just for whatever reason it is, and then not return the money. That would be very wrong.
Ife and yourself, I don't know, is there any one of you that thinks this might be damage control in one way or another?
Returning the money?
No, even them, you know, issuing a statement.
Of course, it is the damage control because Kizz Daniel's record label, even though he's the CEO, I'm sure he has some people managing the company. They must have reached out to them that, look, that is bad for our artist brand image and our brand as a record label. So you guys need to retract your statement and we're going to refund your money.
Well, so I would think if it's damage control, then it is damage control on Kizz Daniel's part. Not damage control for Babcock.
You think Babcock? They are not even concerned about damage.
Damage control is for Kizz Daniel.
And another thing they stated was...
we haven't got long. We need to move on.
Yeah,
so
Babcock
do you want to finalize?
Is very strict on timing. Like, you can't do shows past 9 p.m. So if Kizz Daniel got there as at 8:45, the school would say sorry.
But if I have to pick you up on there, because if Babcock knows that, then they should have been quick to stipulate that in their agreement. And for them to have not have done that, it's not, you know, absolutely right.
That's what I'm saying. It's damage control, regardless of how you look at it.
All right. Next up is this headline on Paris Hilton and Chris Zylka, who have both called off their engagement. When I say both, it was actually Paris that actually called off the engagement because.
Is it confirmed now?
No, because she hasn't said anything.
She hasn't. They both haven't said anything.
Yes, but the reports are saying she's the one, and then the sources are also saying she's the one. You know, because normally if you don't even know, what I'm saying is that if you don't know who it is, then it would have been stated that they have just, you know, both of them. Because initially I was like, okay, saying both. But every article I read about it was saying she was the one, that the sources were saying she was the one that ended.
We know how things work with the bloggers. Everybody just picks up the same thing.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Yeah.
So you don't believe that she's the one?
I can't confirm.
That's
because
what I'm asking your opinion. I'm not asking you to confirm. I'm just asking your opinion based on her background.
You know, he doesn't like having opinion on things that are facts.
He's on Switzerland on this one. What about you? What do you think?
A broken relationship, as you guys say, is better than a broken marriage. So it's fine if she realized that the relationship is not working for her. If she broke it off, then, I mean, it's her decision.
Exactly.
She's living with it, and I hear she's traveling around now, focusing on her cosmetic and all that. So,
and that's one of the reasons that I saw that was stipulated why she wanted to end it, because of her business, and then, you know, all of the things that she's doing.
But you know, we've heard a lot of things that you hear, oh, this is what happens from the women's camp, and then when the guy comes out to say the true story, most times they don't really speak. But when they finally come out to speak, you realize that it's not true.
Bring up as well is the fact that they had actually extended this until next year, the wedding that was supposed to take place until next year. But it was also Paris that was saying, let's hold on to it so that she can put her affairs in order.
Are you sure it's next year? Because it was supposed to be 11/11 next year. Was it 2019 or 2018?
All I know is that it was supposed to be next year. Okay.
So the thing is, if they've
the intended wedding was supposed to be this year. What I'm saying is that it was pushed back until next year. Many thanks to Paris. That's my point. That's what I was trying.
She said she never gave a stipulated date for the wedding, because a lot of media sites
gave their date
that it was going to take place 11th of November.
What if all these two are speculations and?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not even going to talk about this until they both come out
to confirm the story.
Official statement. Yeah. Even though Paris has yanked off the proposal videos and pictures from her social media pages. So yeah, but she still rocked the ring to an event last month.
Last month?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so it may be a new
$2 million ring. Do you think she'll give it back?
No, she lost it this year in March anyway, and then it was all over the news, you know. But I thought by now that in regards of this, she would have. All right.
Well, let's just hope she doesn't turn into a nose ring like somebody we know in Nigeria.
Time for another break. When we return, it will be time for the saddest and the biggest story this morning. Don't go anywhere.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next and final story. As mentioned before the break, it's the biggest story this morning, and if you haven't heard, Tosyn Bucknor is dead. So like I said, this is really a sad story. Apparently, she was just 37. She got married in 2015, just 3 years ago, November 15, 2015, to her husband, Aurelie. And I don't know, the family hasn't yet released details regarding the cause of her death, but at the end of the day, it's still sad in the sense that she left this life way too early. At 37, people think that's way too early for someone to live this life.
Well, the news out there is that she was a sickle cell patient, so we're not sure what happened, but it's really sad because Tosyn is an icon in Nigerian media industry. She's someone that has attained a level that when you see her, you expect a level of pride, but then she's the what is there anything like humblest? She's the most humble human being you can ever meet, and she's ready. Whatever event you're doing, all she will tell you is, okay, I have to be on air at this time. I have to be on air at this time. Make it work so that I can be at your event and be where I'm supposed to be. And that's just all. She will be there. She will support you. I mean, she was at my event. So it's painful, like very, 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 very painful. Everybody, we're all mourning her, from the artists to people in radio,
even to her fans,
TV,
to the people that listened to her when she was on radio.
From top radio to inspiration. I mean,
because she was the voice of the morning. She was the voice of radio in the morning. Area mama, exactly. And that her voice was so distinctive. But Elsie, before you talk more, let me quickly hear what Ife has to say about this, her passing on.
Well, this is really sad for me because this is someone I know personally, and it saddens me that a gentle soul, a free-spirited individual, and someone that was deeply loved by. There is no way Tosyn Bucknor would have walked into this room and then she won't light up the room. Do you understand? Like she was just.
She'll make everybody laugh. Everybody must dance. You must stand up when she's around.
So this is quite difficult, and at the end of the day, she was discovered dead by her husband, the French guy, and
he's actually German.
It's French.
It's French.
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah. I saw French.
I saw German.
It's French.
It's French.
Well, our bloggers
because the name is even.
I saw German actually.
Yeah, the name alone is actually.
Because I've also met him as well.
Okay.
And, she had sickle cell.
I was going to say, did you lose your train of thought?
No, I didn't.
He's sad. He's sad. It's a sad story. Except you haven't met Tosyn. In fact, you don't even need to meet her to vibe into her energy.
Yeah, because
she's very accessible.
She had a lot of programs on TV. She had lots of programs on radio. So if you didn't know her on radio, you would know her on TV. If you didn't know her on TV, you know her on radio. And as I said,
even if you don't know, there's so many parts of Tosyn that people do not even know about. Do you know that Tosyn is a songwriter and also a musician? She has written a lot of hit songs for a lot of Nigerian musicians that people do not even know about. She co-wrote a song with Asha.
Wow.
Do you understand? She's worked with people like people from the DMW camp. She has worked with Simi. She's worked with Adekunle Gold.
Wow.
She used to host, what's that show?
With the three other girls, Oreka, Goddess?
No, not even Girls Gist, not that one. She used
that was
to
the one I used to...
a concert, an annual concert, where she used to create a platform for upcoming artists to have a voice, and then it was always so amazing. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the concert right now. But she's just a very talented person. She's also a writer. She writes for a lot. She has her own vlog.
In fact, she has like 3 blogs, and then she has a vlog.
She's just too talented, and then this is a rare gem, and then we're going to miss her.
Okay.
No, we're going to miss her.
Did you guys, because I don't know how true this is, but there was speculation, you know, and I don't know if you guys heard anything as well, regarding a combination of, because you mentioned sickle cell. So there was, I heard, but I don't know how true it is, I heard that it was a combination of her sickle cell and that she might have been pregnant, and that it was that it was the combination of the complications as a result. But I don't know that for a fact. Exactly.
I said before I came on air, you know, there is no official statement from the family yet. So the family alone can give you that details, and that's if they want to. All we know is that a gem is dead.
Okay. What do you think about that? I mean, the combination, do you think that could be a possibility?
I didn't even see that anywhere, so I can't speak on that affirmatively.
All right. And that's how we're going to wrap up this morning on a very sad note. Join us this afternoon for a brand new episode of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors Ife and Elsie, the entire production team as well, and of course our stylist, courtesy of Kudis Empire. I'm Token Botayo saying thanks for watching, and from all of us here, have a good day.